Recently, I've been working on this huge dining table and two other projects, a CN table and a cutting board. On top of this, I have also finally started to have some conversations with some brands. Juggling all of this has been exciting, but a lot, and it's put me in a serious wrestling match with work-life balance. So first, let's get caught up with the woodshop side of things, shall we? For this dining table, I was able to glue up the entire tabletop and get the resin going on it. While the resin was curing, I started to work on the base of the table and the CN table. Everything for these projects has been going smoothly so far, except one aspect, the emotional damage. Just kidding. But I did get an interesting wake-up call. Ever since we started Clara's Woodshop, which was in August of 2022, I haven't truly asked for physical help on any of my woodworking projects. If I did ask, it was because it would just make the things easier and faster, or because my partner really wanted to help. When it came to this tabletop, I realized that there was just no way. The more the pieces started coming together, the heavier and more awkward everything started to get to handle. When I worked in other wood shops, I was always fortunate enough to have help around me. Projects like this weren't tackled alone. You either had the help or you had machinery big enough to handle it. If I really think about it, I would like to do more projects like this. But if I do, I know I'm eventually going to need a lot more space and a lot more equipment. And now we move on to event number 2. Brands. Yes, I had begun talking with some brands. This was probably the biggest shock to me. I'm not sponsored or working with anyone yet, but I am in conversation with a nice little handful. In a short amount of time, I've had to learn about something called media kits, which are kind of like resumes and up-to-date statistics about your social media numbers. And I've also received some items to test and try out. All of this is still very new to me, so I don't know where any of this is going or what will come from it yet, but I do know one thing. I'm committed to my craft and I'm committed to you all. When my partner and I started Clara's Woodshop, we had plenty of opportunities to create business concepts revolving around purely income. They all sounded nice, sure, but I found I wasn't motivated by any of those things. The thought of building some kind of big business with employees and maybe some kind of assembly lines or whatever, yeah, not my thing. Creating Clara's Woodshop was a bet we took on being happy, not on the money. At my core, I wanted to pursue my art and curiosity, and for years now, I've often joked with my partner, who is, by the way, much more of a motivated and goal-oriented person than I am, that I have the mentality of a starving artist. I still do, and while I know it might be to a fault, I don't know any other way to do things. That's all to say, if I do end up working with a brand, it would have to be one that I believe in and respect, and they the same towards me. The last big thing that happened over the past few weeks is my partner and I took a shot at creating a new kind of video on our channel. You won't find it anywhere because it actually failed. The concept of the video was basically inspired by other popular woodworking channels like Blacktail and Four Eyes. Videos and shots of their process and essentially a voiceover about every step of the way. On the surface, the idea seemed easy and simple enough, but no matter how many hours we threw into it, we just couldn't make it work. To kind of put the amount of time we spent on it into perspective, on a daily basis, I've been waking up around 5:30 a.m. I work out, eat breakfast, and by the time everything is done in the morning, it's somewhere between 7:30 and 8:30 a.m. From 8:30 or 9 a.m. to about 5 or 6 p.m., that time is usually dedicated to the woodshop, unless I'm on a roll or I feel like doing more. Then for the rest of the night, we typically relax, maybe catch up on some shows, or maybe go out to explore. And last but not least, around 9 or 10 p.m., we try to go to sleep. Normally, this would be our schedule for 5 days of the week. But with everything going on top of figuring out this new video, we have been working every day from 8 or 9 a.m. to 9 or 10 p.m. with no days off. And if you've seen some of my posts, I've been dealing with major allergy issue as well. I think from the beginning of this month until now, I've already gone through 2 tissue boxes and I'm running low on my 3rd box. The allergies definitely have not been fun, and sometimes I end up sneezing to the point where I get dizzy and have to sit down. But I think what made us fail at making the video is the amount of new processes that we've had to juggle recently and being new to the style. I didn't know what to say, how much to say, we may have been missing an important shot, and what felt to be 100 other factors. We sacrificed a lot of our personal time. Well, I guess all of our personal time. And we tried and tried and tried. It just didn't work. But it doesn't mean that we failed forever. Everything that I'm doing now started from the ashes of failing. So we just have to keep on trying until we figure it out or let it grow into something new. So what things did I learn from this week? It's tough to say since I feel like my mind is a blur. But I guess the biggest and only thing I can think of is to be respectful of your limits, physically, mentally, and emotionally. If you push yourself too far and try to do all the heavy lifting yourself, you could end up injuring yourself. You gotta be smart and know when to ask for help. Don't try to be the superhero. The concept doesn't just apply to physical aspect either. The amount of work my partner and I have been putting into everything has been a lot. It's been draining mentally and emotionally. And while I wouldn't say we're burnt out, we are tired. And that's why we're gonna be taking a few days off pretty soon. Know your limits and be respectful to them. And when you are respectful to them, you are being respectful to yourself. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you in the next. Hello, and welcome to my post-show shoutout session. Thank you so much for staying with me all the way to this point. The first thing I want to do is give a shout out to my Patreon crew. I have one new member, and his name is Edward. Thank you, Edward. Yay! One thing I want to mention to the Patreon crew is that I'm gonna try to do a live stream session with you all on the 1st of April. No, it's not an April Fool's joke. This is kind of a testing I wanted to do to see if I can handle it. If it works out, I'll see if I can handle doing a live stream session every month. No promises, but I am gonna give it a shot. If you too are interested in supporting my woodworking, my channel, and my life journey overall, do consider joining my Patreon group where, for as much as a cup of coffee, you could really be supporting my growth. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next episode. Toodles. Well, hello. Hello. You laughing at me? Why you laugh at me? I'm committed. Toodaloo. Goodbye. Bye-bye.